Good afternoon. My name is Roger Zehr, and today's professional development class is on creating a positive organizational culture. So, in order to understand what contributes to a positive organizational culture, I think it's important that we kind of reach first into the academia realm. So, I had two articles that I looked at. I want to provide a summary so you can understand kind of what professionals are talking about in relation to this. And then I've identified four communication skills that will really assist you as a leader to help build this culture, and then talk about three leadership theories that will create positive effect for organizational culture, and then we'll summarize this all up. So let's begin taking a look in the academia realm. There were two articles that I looked at. Article number one was a look at leadership styles and workplace solidarity communication, and the second one was leadership and social influence, an expanded view of leadership communication theory and practice. Now that's a big mouthful, but let me break this down for you. So that first article that I looked at basically looked at four leadership styles: democratic, laissez-faire, bureaucratic, and authoritarian. And the way this broke down was democratic has two-way communication, and on the opposite side is authoritarian. This is one-way communication, top-down communication, not taking into account any of the followers. And then you have laissez-faire kind of in between. It's actually the lack of taking an approach of leadership, period. And then bureaucracy is kind of that true middle. It takes a little bit of two-way communication, a little bit of one-way communication. And the leadership styles or what this kind of highlighted was that the democratic leadership kind of leads to a culture of workplace solidarity, and in this type of environment, employees are comfortable with sharing their ideas and understanding what their purpose is within the community there. So. And that is going to lead to productivity, job satisfaction, and employee retention. So the bottom line with that one is, if we learn that that using that democratic style of leadership can definitely lead to a great positive change and a great culture within your workplace. So in order to do that, you have to understand communication, and that's where this second article comes into play. This second article basically highlights that it's not just one person that makes decisions, but rather that it's a process that involves influence and communication between leaders and followers. So it kind of expands that traditional view of leadership as a hierarchical top-down process, and basically explains that leadership can occur horizontally through communication and collaboration. So I found this great quote because I know Dr. Hansen loves quotes, and it says, "Culture is the shadow of the leader." And I think that really kind of applies here, right? That it's really going to take that leader to understand which style, hopefully a style that has great two-way communication, and understanding the concepts of communication to actually build a good culture or organizational culture. So let's dive into those communication skills that will help you as a leader, right? I've identified four communication skills that will positively impact organizational culture. And that first skill is going to be active listening. Leaders who actively listen to their team members and show that they are engaged and invested in their ideas and concerns can foster a culture of trust and communication. So active listening also helps leaders to identify potential issues and opportunities and build stronger relationships with their teams. Here's another quote: "We're given two ears and only one mouth, because listening is twice as hard as talking." So the second communication skill that will positively impact an organizational culture is empathy. Leaders who are able to understand and relate to the perspectives and the emotions of the team members can create a more inclusive and supportive organizational culture. So an empathetic leader also tends to be better at resolving conflicts and fostering teamwork amongst their employees. Now, the third one is one of my favorite communication skills, and that's transparency. I fully believe that a leader who is transparent and open about their decisions and the reasons behind, and that is a really key thing, but the reasons behind their decisions can create a culture of trust and accountability. Transparency can also help to build a sense of shared purpose and commitment to the organizational goals. The one thing I've learned is being transparent as a leader is when I start to give that reason why I make a decision, I start to realize that the followers my followers are also giving me reasons why we should maybe go a different direction, and it opens up and they see that if I can be transparent, then they can be transparent, and that they challenge me with a lot of decisions, which I love. And sometimes that shuts me up, and I'm like, you're absolutely right, we do need to go this direction, because they can voice their opinions, and I really love that. So transparency is huge. And the fourth and final communication skill that will help you as a leader to build that organization culture is going to be feedback. Leaders who provide regular and constructive feedback to their team members can help improve team performance and production. I've lived this. This is absolutely true. When you can look at someone and say, look, you are failing in these areas, but it's okay. This is what you need to do. This is the direction that you need to go to make yourself better. It builds that trust, and it allows some of the followers to approach you in the future, because they know that they're going to get honest feedback, because the mass majority of people just want to do a better job. They don't intentionally want to do a bad job. So giving feedback also helps to build that trust and that mutual respect between leaders and team members. And it creates that environment where everyone feels valued and supported. All right, so before we start going into leadership theories, a quick little midterm summary, right? We talked about, or the academia world has identified that leading in a manner that provokes two-way communication is effective. And that communication is a skill that is very, very important for a leader to be able to empower others around them and create this culture of trust. So we talked about some of those four skills. Now let's get into a little bit of the actual theories, right? There's a lot of leadership theories out there. I've identified 3 leadership theories that do have positive impact on the organizational culture. And this first one is that transformational leadership theory. This focuses on the leader's ability to inspire and motivate. And that's the key thing. To inspire and motivate followers to achieve that shared vision and goal. This theory suggests that effective communication is a key component, and leaders must be able to clearly articulate their vision and inspire followers to work toward that vision. So another quote there at the bottom right, the transformational leader has the key to unlock what is in order to discover what can be. All right, so the second leadership theory I can't leave out. It's one of my favorites, and that's that servant leadership. So servant leadership theory basically emphasizes that a leader's role in serving the needs of their followers. This theory suggests that effective communication is essential for building trust and strong relationships between leaders and followers, which is crucial for creating a positive organizational culture. This was something that I experienced very young in my career back in, I think it was like 2003. I had to go to Fort Benning, Georgia, for Army jump school. Now, I'm in the Air Force, so it was my first experience working with the Army, and I realized very quickly that we work much differently. When I first arrived at the schoolhouse, I was told that I would be in charge of some of the Army folks, and some of our jobs that we have there are like cleaning, the facilities. So when I first got there, the first thing I did was I cleaned that latrine or the bathroom like spick and span, and all of these young Army Joes were walking in going, what are you doing? And I'm like, I'm cleaning because I know that I'm going to have to lead you guys. And I don't want to tell you to do something that I've never done before. And man, those guys followed suit and they started cleaning too. And later on, when I had to lead and I had to tell them, hey, you need to clean and get this done, not a single person questioned me because they knew that I would get down there and scrub those floors right with them. So that servant leadership was one of the first leadership theories that I was really experienced and introduced to, and how powerful it can really be. Now, the last theory that I want to hit is that authentic leadership. And I chose this because, unlike the servant leadership, which is more expressed outward, the authentic leadership really focuses within. So, an authentic leader theory emphasizes the importance of a leader's authenticity and self-awareness in building trust and credibility from followers. So the this theory suggests that effective communication is crucial for leaders to be able to express their authentic selves and to build strong relationships with followers, which can lead to a more positive and also a more productive organization. So as you kind of talk the talk, this talks about walking the walk. If you say that you care, you need to be able to have those skills to be able to show that you care, but also it needs to be true. And that's where that authentic leadership, people will see through fake individuals. And if you honestly care, this theory or this process will come very natural to you. But you need to be aware. And that's the thing, is self-aware of building that trust and credibility with the followers. So, what we've learned today, we want to create this positive work environment. Well, how do we do that? That is through that effective communication skills, because that is essential for effective leadership and a positive organizational culture. So, we talked about active listening, we talked about empathy, transparency, and feedback, and how all four of those skills are important communication skills that will help you as a leader to become to build those relationships with your followers and create a culture of open and honest communication, right? The leadership theories such as transformational leadership, that servant leadership, and authentic leadership are all emphasize the importance of having that capability of that effective communication to achieve your goals. For instance, transformational leadership must be able to clearly articulate the vision. The servant leadership must be able to build trust and relationships with their followers, and that authentic leadership must be able to express their authentic selves to build those relationships. So, in summary, as you can see, the effective communication skills that we covered and the leadership theories are very closely related. And when you combine them, they have a significant positive impact on your organizational culture and the performance. So, effective communication skills um, can help leaders build that relationship, um, excuse me, and create that culture of open and honest communication, while leadership theories will guide the leader in inspiring and motivating the followers to actually achieve those goals. So I appreciate your time today. My intent today was that you would walk away and understand how you can create a positive work environment by understanding how communication and your leadership theories kind of match together and can complement each other. And hopefully you grabbed a couple tools, a couple examples that you can walk away with and go out there and create that better that positive work environment that you desire. Thank you very much.